Hello, my name is Joe Richter. I'm a real estate broker and an associate broker with Keller Williams Realty. I'm licensed in California and Oregon. I prepare monthly reports that look at the market trends in 14 communities and market segments I call the Orange County Lifestyle Artery. This artery runs from Newport to Ladera Ranch through Irvine and Trabuco Canyon. We take a close look at two areas in Newport, Harbor View and West Bay. We monitor several sections in Irvine and take a close look at Turtle Rock and Woodbridge every month. We then move out through Baker Ranch, Foothill Ranch, and Portola Hills to Trabuco Canyon, where we look at Robinson Ranch and Rancho Cielo in Rancho Santa Margarita, Dove Canyon and Coto de Caza as gated golf course communities, and then finish in Ladera Ranch. Each area is broken down into subsections. For example, in Ladera we look at condos, then we look at single family under 3250 square feet, and then we look at single family over 3250 square feet. Each report takes a focused look on the specific community and to some extent will make comments about comparison to what else is going on in our other 14 communities. This particular report is looking at Woodbridge, condos and townhomes. We call the report the current market trends. We're going to talk about the changes since our last report, which was 30 days ago. Our data was pulled first thing May 1st, so our data period is from January 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2020. This is the first 4 months of the year and the first full month of the stay-at-home order. The headline should not surprise anyone when it reads, "New listings fall sharply," and that can be seen as this blue line in the graph. We'll be covering this more later. Our reports generally start with a discussion about the market type. Are we in a buyer or seller's market? Woodbridge condominiums are solidly a seller's market at the moment. Chapman University defines a buyer's market in Southern California as being 3.5 months or more of inventory. That market type conversation is always the first question we get when we're doing a listing consultation. The next part of that listing consultation is determining a pricing strategy for our sellers. So we always have to look at what's currently on the market, what's the competition, what's its price point, and what are the closing prices. We will be discussing those at the end of this report. Currently there are 17 active listings in Woodbridge condominiums. There were 29 new listings over the last 90 days. 17 of those are still on the market. There were 6 listings in the last 30 days, which is in April. There are 3 key steps to buying and selling a home. Seller has to agree to do the listing. So we have a new listing. A buyer has to agree to buy that listing, so we have a contract written, and then the buyer has to be able to perform on that contract and close. Currently, the Woodbridge new listings are running 9% below this time last year. As you can see, the year started off very strong and fell quickly in March. And we were above 2019 levels until the end of April here. Contracts written always follow listings. You can't have a contract if you don't have a listing. Currently, contracts written though are 13% below 2019 levels for the same period. You can see that when the news started to be dominated by COVID-19, there was a big fall off in buyers and perhaps sellers interested in having people through their house. Closings always follow contracts, and with the early rush in contracts this year, it's not a surprise that closings popped up in March and then have tapered off in April. There's no question they will continue to taper off in May and June as contracts either stagnate or heat up. Currently, contracts are 32% above the same levels for last year. As mentioned earlier, there's a definite correlation between the close prices and what a reasonable asking price, original list price, would be. In the last night, so we always monitor prior 90 days to make recommendations on pricing. In the last 90 days, there have been 22 new homes put on the market. 14 of those sold below last list price, 2 sold at last list price, and 6 sold above last list price. This is very common, traditional, normal market activity. No signs here of the COVID-19 influence. As we mentioned before, inventory, months of inventory, is used to determine a buyer-seller market. But a key component of inventory is days on market. How long is it taking to sell? We not only need to know how many homes are on the market, we need to know how long it's going to take to sell. If you have a seller that can patiently wait with what's going on in the market, we'd price one way. If you have somebody that's got a job change and we got to get them out of this house and into a new one, we're going to price a different way. Currently, the Woodbridge condos are, the active listings are averaging for 48 days on the market. In our prior report, that was 39 days. I think it's safe to assume that some or all of that is influenced by COVID-19. And just as DOM is important, inventory is not just a simple, we got these many months and this is how long these many units, this is how long it takes to sell. We also have to look at the trends in inventory. Is it going up? Is it going down? Why is it going up or down? Effectively, right now, inventory to a large extent is going down because there are no new listings. There are few sales, but listings are dropping faster than sales. So inventory is not dropping because of sales, it's dropping because there's no new listings. We currently stand at 2.1 months of inventory on a year-over-year basis. Last month it was 1.9. The other component is, how do we stand on a year-over-year basis? To be down 23% on a year-over-year basis is a large number. April to April comparison, we're down 22%. So those two are running neck or neck. Most communities, that's not the case. The month-to-month drop is significantly higher. Our data comes straight from the MLS. We download it whenever needed. We can update it daily, multiple times a day, but generally we do these reports based on data we download on the first morning of each month. Part of that data is translated into links on our website, joe-richter.com or hanoverrealtygroup.com, under a predefined a navigation tab called Predefined Community Listings, and there you get the actual listings. It's a live link to the MLS. It's up to the date by the second. This is a map of the listings that are in our report. Red are closed, green are active, orange are pending, blue are under contract, and the black and purple are expired or canceled. In addition to the map that's on our website, you also get access to all the detail of the listings. These thumbnails show up, and if you click on any one of them, you get the underlying information, school information, and lot size, just all the information that's associated. This is a very good way to stay on top of the listings. As you've seen, we process a lot of data to generate the graphs and information we provide. Most of that data ends up in some form of a table. This is a table that shows the homes that are currently actively selling on the market, and you can review them here for their basic information. Similarly, here's a table that shows the closings that have occurred in 2020. You might notice we have a whole bunch of statistical calculations going off here at the side. If you're the least bit interested in outliers and all that kind of stuff, we could bore you to death with detail. And finally, to present the last piece of information, this is a graph of the closings. What I'd like to point out here is the red dots represent the close price. The yellow dot represents the original list price. So in this case, this house over here was listed at this price and eventually had to drop to get to this price. Most of the time, that's what happens. The smaller the drop, usually the quicker the home sells. It was more reasonably priced. What's also important is that you get priced on this trend line. And so, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Seller, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we hope that you can see that we have demonstrated an in-depth knowledge of the real estate market. We know the timing, neighborhood values, marketing strategies, and other resources needed to properly price and list your home. As your real estate agent, we know how to take full advantage of any market condition to help you sell your house. And for you buyers out there who are wondering where to start, you now know we have the market knowledge for all of South Orange County. We can help you identify the best neighborhood and find the right home for the next phase of your life. Please contact me. The team I work with would love to be of service. Thank you very much.